So it says find the measures of the numbered angles in the rhombus. This is a rhombus. QRST. So the rhombus means that the diagonals bisect the angles, and they bisect the diagonals themselves. But you also have to remember that a rhombus is a parallelogram. That means these two lines are parallel, and that means that we could think of this line as like a transversal. And that 42 and the measure of angle 1 are what we call alternate interior angles, so the measure of angle 1 is 42 degrees. We also know that the measure of angle 3, because this transversal or this diagonal bisects this angle in half, if this is 42, then this is 42. And then if this is 42, then this is 42. So this is 42, this is 42 degrees, and this is 42 degrees. So the measure of 1, 3, and 5 all equal 42 degrees. But I still need the measure of angle 2, and I still need the measure of angle 4. Notice that these are also in a parallelogram, and we know that the opposite angles are congruent in a parallelogram. So I just got to solve 2 or 4, and I get the other ones. But look at this. I know that this is 42, this is 42, and this has to add up to 180. So if I say 42 degrees plus 42 degrees plus the measure of angle 4, I get, it has to add up to 180. This is 84 plus the measure of angle 4 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 84 degrees, and I get 180 minus 84 gives me 96 degrees. So the measure of angle 4 is equal to 96 degrees, which is also the measure of angle 2 because they're congruent. So this would be 96 degrees, and this would be 96 degrees. Okay? Can I turn the page? Yeah? You sure? Is there anybody that's not done writing it down? Just give everybody a second to write it down. All right. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about are trapezoids, and then we're also going to talk about kites and stuff. So, for problem number 8, this is an isosceles trapezoid. Now, the thing about an isosceles trapezoid is that this angle and this angle are congruent. This side and this side are congruent. So it says the end of the charger plug on the phone is an isosceles trapezoid. The measure, find MJ and MK and the measure of angle M and N equals 95. Oh, these are congruent too. So the measure of angle N is equal to the measure of angle M. So that means if this is 95 degrees, then the measure of angle M is 95 as well. We also know that the measure of angle J is equal to the measure of angle K. Well, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4-sided polygon. So what's that got to sum up to on the interior angles? Well, we remember that N equals 4. So we would say 4 minus 2 times 180, and that will give us 360 degrees. In other words, if I add all these angles up on the inside, they would equal 360. So I would say 360 is equal to angle J plus angle K plus angle M plus the measure of angle N. Oh, I ran out of space there. You've got to make it right. Okay? Now we know that M and N are equal to 95 degrees. I also know that the measure of angle K is equal to the measure of angle J, so I'm just going to substitute the measure of angle J for the measure of angle K. This is nothing new, we've seen this before. So then I've got 360 degrees is equal to 2 times the measure of angle J plus 95 plus 95, but 95 plus 95 equals 190. So then I subtract 190 from both sides. Oh, wait, I don't need to write that down in that line. So then I say 360 minus 190 equals 170 is equal to 2 times the measure of angle J. Divide both sides by 2. And I get the measure of angle J is equal to 85, which, by the way, is the same as the measure of angle K, which is 85. So I've got this done, and then I've got this done. Okay? Now, the length of the mid-segment of a trapezoid is pretty easy. It's just going to be 1/2, so the mid-segment, M, is going to be 1/2 the length of AB plus DC. So I'm going to take this plus this, 27 plus 32, and then I'm going to divide that by 2, and that'll give me the length of the mid-segment. So I'm going to say 27 plus 32 equals 59, and then I divide that by 2, and that gives me 29.5. Okay? I'm trying to rush so we could get this done before the bell rings. Now, if I know that this is equal to 34, it's the same formula. I'm going to say 1 equals AB plus CD all over 2. But I know that the mid-segment is 34 is equal to AB, which is 18, plus CD all over 2. I want to get the CD by itself, so the first thing I do is multiply both sides by 2. These cancel, and I get 34 times 2 is 68, is equal to 18 plus CD. Subtract 18 from both sides, and I get 50 equals the length of CD. Okay?